Deuteronomy 4:27. And Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither Yahweh shall lead you.
And with that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakal Kadash. We want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and greetings and salutations to the Akyam, the Akwatiyam, and that speckled bird that is listening and learning. For the Hebrew Israelites, prophesying the downfall of America week in and week out. And we are trying to wake up the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, which consist of the so-called blacks in America and elsewhere, scattered amongst the nations, and the Latinos and Native American Indians. You want to read 26 and 27 for me out?
Deuteronomy 4:26, and it reads, I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day, that ye shall soon utterly perish from off the land.
We're going to perish them from off the land of Israel, okay, because of our disobedience to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. We went into the philosophies and the beliefs of all these other nations, and we got punished for it. Go ahead.
Whereunto you go over Jordan to possess it.
The land of Israel. Go ahead.
Ye shall not prolong your days upon it, but shall utterly be destroyed.
And what happened in 70 AD? You know, we got chased out of our land, man. You know what I mean? We got chased out of Israel. We got chased into all of these other countries, and we started going into all these philosophies, man. You know, and this happened over and over again, man. Our nation was taken down because we were disobedient, okay? During the time of Egypt, when we were brought out of there, we were brought out as a nation. But after that, when we went into the Babylonian, Assyrian, the Persian and the Medial empires, captivities, the Greeks, the Romans, you know, what were we doing, man? You know, we were amongst these other people, man. We were amongst the heathens, you know, following their beliefs, following their philosophies, their religions, praying to their gods, you know. And our people are sick, man, because they actually believe that these gods did well for them when all they were getting were physical things, man. Okay, carnal shit. They weren't getting anything of the spirit. But this time around, when we get out of this kingdom, man, we're going to get something spiritual, man. Okay, there's going to be no more carnal blessings, man, for the children of Israel. You got him on that up?
Verse 27. And Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen.
And that's where we are right now, you know. And we're talking about the elect being few in number, you know, because there's a lot of 2/3 ass Israelites out here that they're going to perish, man. You know, they're going to perish when all hell starts breaking loose out here. Go ahead,
Whether Yahweh shall lead you.
You see, amongst the nations, we were scattered amongst the nations, and we have been destroyed as a people. Okay, physically, mentally, spiritually, you see. And we're getting ready to get up out of here, though. 1 Kings 11, start at 1. It's going to be a lot of reading, probably up to about 31, 32.
1 Kings 1:1, and it reads, Now King David was old and stricken in years.
No, it's 11 and 1. Sorry.
David, huh? 1 Kings 11 and 1. But King Solomon loved many strange women.
Loved many strange women. Okay, go ahead.
Together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites,
the Egyptians, and the Japanese. Chinese. Go ahead.
Ammonites.
Ammon is Japan. Go ahead.
Edomites.
Them goddamn the so-called white man. Go ahead.
Zidonians.
Zidonians.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And the Hittites.
And the Hittites. These are Hamites. Okay. This is Solomon, man, dealing with all these other people. Okay. Now Solomon knew that he shouldn't do that because in the writings it talks about our people weren't supposed to give themselves to these other nations. Okay. We knew that we weren't supposed to deal with these other nations. Give not thy sons and give not thy daughters to these other fucking people, these heathens.
Yeah.
Okay? But Solomon dealt with these people anyway, man. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 2, of the nations concerning which Yahweh said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them,
You see? Go ahead.
neither shall they come in unto you. For surely they will turn away your hearts after their gods.
And that's exactly why we were told not to go into these other philosophies and nations. Okay? What happened in the garden? What did Eve do? What did our women do? They went and fucked with these other philosophies, man. Okay? They started dealing with witchcraft and the way of makeup and different things of that nature. You know, they went into the philosophies of these other nations and brought that shit back to the man, to the Adamites. And what did they do? They brought death into the fucking world. Okay? So we weren't supposed to, from the beginning, deal with these other people. Go ahead, brother.
Solomon clave unto these in love, and he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart.
You see? They turned away his heart, man, because that's why we ain't supposed to deal with them. We're supposed to deal with the women of our nation, period. No matter what. We got 12 different nationalities or types of women that we can go deal with. You know? Go ahead, brother.
For it came to pass, when Solomon was old, that his wives turned away his heart after other gods.
When he was old, and what's that going into, man? You know, it talks about you coming into this truth as a young man. You know? And being on fire for this truth and understanding what's really going on. You know? You want to grab Job 12 and 20 for me real quick? Then go back to the second king, or first king. Yeah, Job 12 and 20 real quick.
Job 12 and 20, and it reads, He removed away the speech of the trusty, and taketh away the understanding of the age.
And go back to First Kings 11, wherever we stopped off. He taketh away the understanding of the age, man. Okay? So that's why it talks about coming into this thing in your youth. You know, understanding this truth in your youth, man. Because when you start getting a little older, you start forgetting. And I have problems with that, I ain't gonna lie. But that's not gonna make me go off because of some fucking woman. Because I understand the woman, man, today. Alright? Now I have a wife. This brother has a wife. You understand? You know? And we deal with our wives justly, man. You know? But we're not gonna go and do whatever the fuck they want us to do, man, whenever they want us to do it. You know? We have to compromise with them on certain things, but that doesn't mean we're gonna go into a simple ass philosophy. You know, let's go down in the basement and pray to these fucking statues, because that's what I did with my mama. Man, get the fuck out of here. Now we're gonna follow Yahweh Shimmy Shai, man. We ain't gonna go into no philosophy because some woman said, I don't give a damn how old I get. Go ahead,
1 Kings 11 and 4. For it came to pass when Solomon was old, that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with Yahweh his God, as was the heart of David his father.
You see, his heart was not perfect with Yahweh Shimmy Shai, because he was dealing with these other gods, man. Thou shalt have no other god before me. Go ahead,
For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the
Zidonians?
Yep. Zidonians. What? For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of Zidonians.
And the asterisk, you can see her on your coffee cup today at fucking Starbucks. Okay, so if you think that there's anything new under the sun, there isn't. Okay, go ahead, brother.
And after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. And Solomon did evil.
Molech. Is that Molech? Where you at?
The abomination of Ammon.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, brother. Yeah, you're right.
1 Kings 11 and 6. And Solomon did evil in the sight of Yahweh and went not fully after Yahweh, as did David his father. Then did Solomon build an high place of Chemosh, the abomination of Moab, in the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon.
He built temples for these gods, man, for these damn women. You see? This is what this man did. This is leading up to the separation of the nation, man. Okay? And our complete downfall as a nation. Go ahead, brother.
And likewise did he for all his strange wives, which burnt incense and sacrificed unto their God.
You see? Go ahead.
And Yahweh was angry with Solomon, because his heart was turned from Yahweh, our power of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice, and had commanded him concerning this thing, that he should not go after other gods.
Yeah, he told him, don't you, yo, man, what are you doing? You know what the commandments say.
Yep.
You know? The Most High was dealing damn near directly with this man and telling him, yo, what are you doing? Go ahead.
But he kept not which Yahweh commanded. Wherefore Yahweh said unto Solomon, for as much as this is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant and my statutes, which I have commanded thee, I will surely rend the kingdom from thee, and will give it to thy servants. Notwithstanding in thy days I will not do it for David thy father's sake, but I will rend it out of the hand of thy son.
Out of the hand of thy son. Jeroboam and Rehoboam, we're going to get to that. But what's going to happen is he didn't want to take the kingdom from Solomon, okay, for David's sake. But what he said was, when your sons come into power, I'm going to take this shit from them, okay? And I'm going to put your servants in here. Well, who was going to be their servant? Who were their servants at the time? Some of the people of the other nations. Who's in that nation? Who's in that land, man? Who was put in that land? The heathens, okay? When the Assyrian king came in, he put heathens to Samaria, okay? You see, this is what's going. We'll get there. Go ahead,
1 Kings 11:13. Howbeit, I will not rend away all the kingdom, but will give one tribe to thy son for David my servant's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, which I have chosen. And Yahweh stirred up an adversary unto Solomon.
He sent up an adversary to Solomon.
Hadad the Edomite, he was of the king's seed of Edom. For it came to pass when David was in Edom, and Joab the captain of the host was going up to bury the slain, after he had smitten every male in Edom. For 6 months did Joab remain there with all Israel, until he had cut off every male in Edom.
That's the nation of Edom. Okay, when they were at war with the nation of Edom, they were putting these Edomites to death, man. Okay? Go ahead,
The Hadad fled, he and certain Edomites of his father's servants with him, to go into Egypt. Hadad being yet a little child, and they arose out of Midian, and came to Paran. And they took men with them out of Paran, and they came to Egypt unto Pharaoh, king of Egypt, which gave him an house, and appointed him victuals, and gave him land. And Hadad found great favor in the sight of Pharaoh, so that he gave him to wife the sister of his own wife, and sister of Taphanes, the queen. And the sister of Taphanes bare him Gabanet, Ganubith, his son. And the sister of Taphanes bare him Ganubith, his son, whom Taphanes weaned in Pharaoh's house. And Ganubith was in Pharaoh's household among the sons of Pharaoh. And when Hadad heard in Egypt that David slept with his fathers, and that Joab, the captain of the host, was dead, Hadad said to Pharaoh, "Let me depart, that I may go to my own country." Then Pharaoh said unto him, "But what hast thou lacked with me, that behold, thou seekest to go thy own country?" And he answered, "Nothing. Howbeit, let me go in any wise." And God stirred him up another adversary, Rezon, the son of Eladah, which fled from the Lord Hadazzer, and king of Zobah.
So, you're right, sneeze. Go ahead, brother.
1 Kings 11:24. And he gathered men unto him and became captain over a band when David slew them of Zobah, and they went to Damascus and dwelt therein and reigned in Damascus. And he was an adversary to Israel all the days of Solomon, besides the mischief that Hadad did, and abhorred Israel, and reigned over Syria. And Jeroboam, the son of Nebat,
Jeroboam,
Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, and Ephrathite of Zeredah, Solomon's servant, whose mother name was Zeruiah, a widow woman, even he lifted up his hand against the king. And this was the cause that he lifted up his hand against the king. Solomon built Millo and repaired the breaches of the city of David his father. And the man Jeroboam was a mighty man of valor. And Solomon, seeing the young man that he was industrious, he made him ruler over all the charge of the house of Joseph. And it came to pass at that time when Jeroboam went out to Jerusalem, and the prophet of Ahijah, the Shilonite, found him in the way. He had clad himself with a new garment, and they two were alone in the field. And Ahijah caught the new garment that was on him and rent it in 12 pieces.
This is a story about the 12 tribes. It's talking about the 12 tribes. Okay? The 12 pieces is talking about the 12 tribes. Go ahead.
And he said to Jeroboam, take thee 10 pieces.
Northern kingdom. Go ahead.
For thus says Yahweh, the power of Israel, behold, I will rend the kingdom out of the hand of Solomon, and will give 10 tribes to thee.
That's the northern kingdom that this is talking about. This will be the Latinos and the Native American Indians. Go ahead.
1 Kings 11:32. But he shall have one tribe for my servant David's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, the city which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Israel.
It's talking about the northern and southern kingdom. Where you at? 31?
33.
Yeah, just keep go ahead and go down to stop at like 36, 37.
1 Kings 11:33. Because they that have forsaken me and have worshipped Ashtoreth, the goddess of Zidonians, Chemosh, the god of Moabites, and Milcom, the god of the children of Ammon, and have not walked in my ways to do that which is right in my eyes.
And this is the reason why the kingdom was split. Okay? Because King Solomon was building these temples to all of these different gods, man, of these other nations. Okay? What happened was that the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom started fighting like hell through Jeroboam. Rehoboam was being made the king, and then Jeroboam they were trying to lift up Jeroboam to be the king of the southern kingdom. Okay? Or Jerusalem. Go ahead,
And to keep my statutes and my judgments, as did David his father. Howbeit I will not take the whole kingdom out of his hand, but I will make him prince on all the days of his life for David. my servant's sake, whom I have chose, because he had kept my commandments and my statutes. But I will take the kingdom out of his son's hand, and I will give it unto thee, even 10 tribes.
The 10 tribes, again, the northern kingdom. Go ahead.
And unto his son will I give 1 tribe, that David my servant may have a light always before me in Jerusalem, the city which I have chosen me to put my name there.
Now, when it talks about the 10 pieces, he rent the garment in 10 pieces. There were actually 3 more pieces, or 3 tribes at the time, which was the tribe of Judah, the tribe of Benjamin, and the tribe of Levi. But it only really talks about the 2, Judah and Benjamin, because Levi was spread amongst the other nations. Okay, the other 10. They were doing their priestly duties at the time. That's what that was about.
Yep.
Okay?
There it is.
So basically, we're talking about Judah, Benjamin, and Levi being left, you know what I'm saying? You know, for the sake of the kingdom, man. Okay? Because the 10 tribes, they were getting ready to go into captivity under the Assyrians.
Yep.
You see? Go ahead. Was that it?
That was it.
All right, Matthew 22 and 37. So you got to understand, man, that and you got to know that King Solomon, basically, was Adam, Melchizedek, Isaac. He came back as Solomon, and then he came back as Yahushua. Okay. So you got to understand, man. There's a lot going on with the scriptures when we talk about this nation, the nation of Israel, and coming back in your lot. The spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets, man. And you know what I mean? And when we talk about these things, people, you laugh and giggle like this is a joke, but this is serious business, man. And the elect are getting ready to get taken out of here. A lot of you people are going to get put to death, man, for not wanting to understand this. Matthew 22 and 37. Solomon knew that, and Solomon, well, there's no remembrance of former things. That's what the scripture said. So he wouldn't have remembered, but he was he was groomed to be a king, man. So he understood the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, he understood that we weren't supposed to get into all the philosophies of these other nations.
Yep. Because, okay. Yep. And I want to add, because when I guess he was asked, what did he want on this earth or whatever, or what did he wish to, to gain or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And he said, all I want is the knowledge to rule this world as far as the kingdom.
And right,
give me the like you said, the law, statutes, commandments, so I can rule this kingdom properly.
Yep.
And just because of that, the Most High gave him that and the riches.
Wisdom. Yeah, he gave him great wisdom, man.
Matthew 22 and 27.
Yep. Hey, how's it going?
And it reads, and last of all the women died also, therefore in the resurrection, whose wife shall be of the 7. For they all had her. Yahushua answered and said unto them, ye do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of Yahweh. For in the resurrection they neither marry, nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of God in heaven. But as touching the resurrection of the dead, have ye not read that which was spoken unto you by Yahweh, saying, I am God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob.
I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Go ahead.
God is not the God of the dead, but of the living.
That's right. Go ahead.
And when the multitude heard this, they were astonished at his doctrine. But when the Pharisees had heard that he had put the Sadducees to silence, they were gathered together. Then one of them, which was a lawyer, asked him a question, tempting him, saying, Master, which is the great commandment?
What's up, bro? Go ahead.
Matthew 22 and 36. Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Yahushua said unto him, Thou shalt not. Yahushua said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment.
See? The first and greatest commandment. And I know that Solomon knew this, or he understood this. You know what I mean? You know, he had to know and understand this to be a king. You know? Because he was taught these things. Because he had to do what? Rule the kingdom in righteousness, man. You know? Go ahead.
Matthew 22 and 39. And the second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and prophets.
Nah, stop there. Exodus 20. Read 1 to 5.
Exodus 20 and 1. And God spake all these words, saying, I am Yahweh, thy power, which have brought thee out of the hand, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Out of Egypt, he brought the whole nation. Go ahead.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Right.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above.
And what did the children of Israel do when they were in the wilderness? They made a golden calf.
Yep.
Okay? When Moses was speaking to the Most High, these people were down there partying, making a golden calf to worship that.
Yep.
Instead of the Most High that brought them out of Egypt. Okay? And that's the same goddamn thing they're doing right now. They want to stay in the philosophies of this wicked ass kingdom. Okay? Go ahead,
They done witnessed all these miracles.
Yeah,
they always bring this up. That's just, man, that's our people.
Sick.
Moses gonna split the ocean.
Right.
So they can walk through.
Yep.
And that wasn't enough.
They seen the frogs, all the plagues.
You
know the darkness, hundreds of thousands of fucking Egyptians dead overnight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that was not enough. He still went and was like, man, we're going to go ahead and build this golden calf.
Complaining. Now, why don't we go back to Egypt? They treated us good. We ate on Tuesday. They whooped us on Wednesday. You know, like that comedian said. Go ahead.
Exodus 20 and 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above.
That's right. You ain't supposed to do these things, man. You know, you're supposed to worship Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Period. You know, go ahead, bro.
Or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Exodus 20 and 5.
And then you got all of these, just like I said, the water under the earth. What does the Catholic people have on their head? They have that big ass thing that looks like a fish.
Yep.
You know? That's what they worship. They worship all kind of damn gods, man. We ain't supposed to be doing all of that. Following that, we have a living power, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, a so-called black man. Okay, that's coming to destroy this wicked ass kingdom. Okay, because of what they've done to the children of Israel. Go ahead,
Exodus 20 and 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I am Yahweh, thy power, am a jealous power.
He's a jealous God. Why do you think he punished us? Go ahead.
Visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children until the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
That's right. He's going to get us either way, coming or going, man. Okay? Is that it on that?
Just real quick.
Go ahead, brother.
And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
And that's what he's getting ready to do. He's going to show mercy to the elect, man. A small number of people, man, that come out of the children of Israel. He's going to show them mercy because they're trying to follow the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability in this very carnal and wicked spiritual place, man. Or spiritually wicked place. You know? It's hard as hell to be a spiritual man in this wicked ass carnal kingdom, like the brothers said a couple weeks ago. Okay? You got more on that? Mark 12, 29 to 30. 29 to 30.
Mark 12 and 29, and Yahushua answered him, the first of all the commandments is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Mm-hmm. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all the strength. That is the first commandment.
Mm-hmm. That's the first commandment. We said, see, it's reiterating itself, man. It's telling you. You know, stay away from all these other, come the hell up out of these Christian churches, man. You know? These goddamn whorehouses, that's all they are. You know? Ezekiel, oh no, Salakia. Matthew 20, oh, you already read that. Ezekiel 23, 1 to 5.
Ezekiel 23 and 1. The word of Yahweh came again unto me, saying, Son of man, there were two women, the daughters of one mother, mm-hmm. and they committed whoredoms in Egypt.
Two women that have one mother. It's talking about the northern and southern kingdom. This is the parable of the two sisters. Okay? And they call it a parable because everybody's not supposed to understand it. Okay? That's why Yahushua said, the people said, the apostle said to Yahushua, why do you speak to the people in parables? That's because it's not for them. It's for you. Okay? So the parable of the two sisters is talking about the northern and southern kingdom. Go ahead.
And they committed whoredoms in Egypt. They committed whoredoms in their youth.
Uh-huh.
There were their breasts pressed, and there they bruised the test of their virginity. And the names of them were Iola, the elder, mm-hmm. and Iolabah, her sister. Mm-hmm. And they were mine.
That's the northern and southern kingdom. Go ahead.
And they bare sons and daughters. Thus were their names. Samaria is Iola, uh-huh. and Jerusalem, Iolabah. Ezekiel 23 and 5, and Iola played the harlot when she was mine, and she dotted on her lovers as the Assyrians.
The Assyrians, Iola. This is the northern kingdom. Get ready to go into the Assyrian captivity because of all their transgressions against Yahweh Shem Yahushua, not following the law, statutes, and commandments, but going into all the philosophies, all of the but following all the gods of this wicked ass kingdom, man. Okay, go ahead, brother.
On the Assyrians, her neighbors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go back to that. I put down a question mark because I wanted to read. Maybe I'll read a little bit more for me.
Ezekiel 1 and 6, and it reads, and everyone had four faces, woo, mm-hmm. and everyone had four wings. And their feet were straight feet, and the sole of the feet was
Where
like.
You at?
I'm in the wrong chapter.
Yeah, it's 23.
That's why I was like.
Yeah, that's
woo.
the angels describing angels.
Yeah, that's why I was like, woo.
Yeah. We might even get into that next week. That's fire right there, though.
What was it? Ezekiel.
It's 23. I think you stopped at 5, 1, and Ezekiel 23, 1 to 5. I think you stopped at 5. Go ahead.
Ezekiel 23 and 6. Mm-hmm.
Now, you said the 4 feet.
Yeah, I was like,
that sounds like that sounds like the description of angels. All right, go ahead.
And Iola, Ezekiel 23 and 6, which were clothed with blue captains and rulers, all of them desirable young men and horsemen riding upon horses. Uh-huh. Thus she committed her whoredoms with them.
And that's talking about the nation showing its power. The horsemen and the horses, those men that were riding on the horses exhibited power. And that's what our people desired, man. Okay? Go ahead, Al.
With all them that were chosen men of Assyria, and with all on whom she dotted, with all their idols she defiled herself.
You see, the Northern Kingdom, man, they were into some idol serious shit. They still into them to this day. The Latinos are, they some idol worshiping MFers, man.
Yeah, they are.
You know? I got a cousin, man, and you know, I used to hang out with Tough. I've been down, you know, I did work on his house, and one day I was in his basement, and I didn't really, you know, I ain't going to get into the details, but this man, I think it was like 5, maybe 10 goddamn statues under the steps behind the damn curtain, man.
Yeah.
You know? I was like, yo, what? I mean, it felt uneasy as fuck, man, when I saw that, man. I was scared. I was scared for him, because I didn't know what this shit was about. You know? Go ahead.
One baby's mother, they were, her whole family was into that, them candles and statues and shit. And one night, I was sleeping. Now, this was years ago. This is probably over like 25 years ago, maybe 27 years ago. I'm sleeping up in the room. I'm at her mother's house. We up in the room. It's like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I feel something like in the back of me just shake me and shit, yo. This is real shit, yo. And you know, I don't be believing in like shit that be happening like that, but I witnessed the shit. I felt something like kind of wake me up, and I woke up, and I looked at you know, my baby's mother was like, yo, something's in the room. So she turned on the light. She said, I don't see nothing else. Like, something's in the room. And then I felt it again after the light was on. And I used to keep this bat behind the door. I grabbed the bat and started swinging at the door, just going crazy and shit. You know, like, what the fuck's going on?
Something's in this motherfucker,
So the door, when I kept hitting the door opened, and I looked down the steps. And that's where they kept the candles at, lit throughout the night. The uncle and the aunt was looking up at me like what's wrong with you? And I'm like, and then you could see smoke from like half of the room up to the ceiling and shit.
God damn.
But it wasn't like smoky or anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, today I'm thinking it was spirits. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, Jamel, what's wrong? Calm down. Come down. So I go downstairs, and they're at this table with candles
and statues and shit.
Calling on the dead.
God damn.
Yo, they was calling on the dead. And I explained to them what happened. And it was like, yo, that could have been grandma, or that could have been
trying to wake
grandpa.
up.
Yeah, there was.
Like, come on down. Yeah.
There was basically seducing spirits. And I looked at them. I looked at, you know, my baby's mother. Like, these people are crazy. Like, what the hell? Like, I knew something was there. And I was tripping, yo, just banging. And then when I went downstairs, they had this whole little seance thing on the table. You know?
I'm telling you, man.
That was heavy.
That's Northern Kingdom.
I couldn't go back to sleep, man. I was freaked out, bro.
Man, I'd have been up outside drinking coffee, bro. Shit. Yeah. That's like, brother. Nah, that was beautiful, because that's, you know, that's what the scriptures are going into, man.
Yep.
You know, they wanted to follow those guys, man, of the Assyrians. You know what I mean? And what's happening to this day? It said that Ephraim is going to be an idol worshiper, man.
That was them.
You know, because that's what they do. The so-called Latinos and Native American Indians, they crazy as hell with those statues, man. You know, and all those other gods, those wicked ass things. Go ahead, brother.
Ezekiel 23:8. Neither left she were whoredoms brought from Egypt, for in her youth they lay with her, and they bruised the breast of her virginity, and poured their whoredom upon her.
And that's what the scriptures say, that if these people know they can get you away from their God, then they can actually take you down as a nation. That's why the children of Israel were always influenced by the nations, by the gods and the power that they exhibited, basically. Okay? So basically, like today, you can see that today, and Yahweh Shai was told by Satan, if you bow down before me, I'll give you the whole world. Ooh. So what are these celebrities doing, man? They're bowing down before Satan.
Yeah.
Okay? They're bowing down before idols. You know, they have to do rituals to these people's idols in order to receive favor.
Yeah.
You see? And that's what happened in the past with the children of Israel, and that's how they were able to take us down, because they wanted to show that they could get more by doing wicked things, by following these wicked ass guys that didn't even exhibit any power. You know, they were just getting favor from the left hand side, from Satan and them demons, man.
Yeah.
That's all that was.
Yeah.
You see? Go ahead.
Not Sunday, it was my birthday.
Ezekiel 23:9,
No.
and it reads, wherefore,
Sorry,
Ezekiel 23:9, wherefore I have delivered her into the land, into the hand of her lovers, into the hand of the Assyrians.
That's all right. I know.
I got distracted.
Yeah, I know.
Solomon. And
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. Ezekiel 23:9, because my man be coming up in my job. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, really?
But you know, yeah, it gave that look like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's all good. You know, what can they say? You know what I mean?
Not a damn thing.
You're teaching the Bible, you know what I mean? You ain't cussing nobody out here. That's why we have to carry ourselves a certain way, because we won't be confounded by that, you know? Fuck these people. Go ahead, brother.
Ezekiel 23:9, wherefore I have delivered her into the hand of her lovers, into the hand of the Assyrians, upon whom she doted.
And that's what happened to the northern kingdom. Go ahead.
These discovered her nakedness. They took her sons and daughters and slew her with the sword, and she became famous among women, for they had executed judgment upon her.
Where are you at? Where you at right now? Yeah. Go ahead.
Ezekiel 23:11, and when her sister, Iolabah, saw this, she was more corrupt in her inordinate love than she, and in her whoredom more than her sister in her whoredom.
And that's talking about, this is going into the southern kingdom. Okay, and the southern kingdom was the so-called Negroes, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. They're getting ready to go into the Babylonian captivity. What's up, brother? Go ahead.
She doted upon the Assyrians, her neighbors, captives and rulers, clothed mostly gorgeously, horsemen riding upon horses, all of them desirable young men. Then I saw that she was defiled, that they took both one way, and that she increased her whoredoms, who when she saw men portrayed upon the wall, the images of the Chaldeans portrayed with vermilion, girded with the girdles upon their loins, exceeding in dyed attire upon their heads, all of them princes to look to, after the manner of the Babylonians of Chaldea, the land of their nativity.
Yeah. You want? Yeah, just hold up, guys. You know what I mean? Yeah. You see? I mean, we can't say nothing about that, man. The man Sunday, he's out on his Harley with his music classes. You know. So, yeah, he's trying to find some peaches and some cream out here. I hope it's a woman, you know. He's the Edomite, so I don't give a fuck what he does. He better enjoy himself. Oh, so we niggas grew up, man, we used to hang, brother. You couldn't say what's up to me. I hate that shit. Yeah, I mean. Alright, you know what? Where you at right now?
Ezekiel 23:16.
Yeah, he can rank off, man.
Ezekiel 23:16, and it reads, and as soon as she saw them with her eyes, she doted upon them and sent messengers unto them into Chaldea. And the Babylonians came to her into the bed of love, and they defiled her with the whoredom. And she was polluted with them, and her mind was alienated from them.
This the southern kingdom, okay? The so-called Negroes going into the philosophies, okay, and following the gods of the Babylonians. Go ahead.
So she discovered her whoredoms and discovered her nakedness. Then my mind was alienated from her, like as my mind was alienated from her sister.
So this is when the Most High was deciding that He was going to allow us to fall. Okay, He was like, okay, that's enough. I gotta punish them. All right. So the Assyrian captivity and the Babylonian captivity took place. Go ahead, Art.
Yes, she multiplied
Hello,
her.
how you doing?
Ezekiel 23:19. Yes, she multiplied her whoredoms in calling to remembrance the day of her youth, wherein she had played the harlot in the land of Egypt.
You see, this is going back. These are the captivities, man, that the Israelites were in because of their disobedience. Go ahead, Art.
For she doted upon their paramour, whose flesh is as the flesh of asses, and whose issue is like the issue of horses. Thus thou callest to remembrance the lewdness of thy youth, in bruising thy teeth by the Egyptians for the paps of thy youth.
All right, we're going to stop right there. Grab 2nd Ezra 13 and just read. We'll stop when we get down to, I'll let you know.
Start at 1?
Yeah.
2nd Ezra 13:1.
Yep.
Come. 2nd Ezra 13:1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea that is moved all the ways thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whenever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth felleth when it fleeth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men, out of the number from the four winds of the heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
Hold on a second now. That's not, yeah. I'm Salakia. Oh, no, bro. Go to 2nd Ezra 13. No, you can start at no, start at 40. Salakia. I don't know why I didn't put a number down on that, but we're going to start at 40 and read to 45. Yeah, sometimes you got to get that sword out.
2nd Ezra 13:40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king.
This is talking about the northern kingdom and Assyria. Go ahead.
Whom Salmanasar the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters and so came they into another land.
Mm-hmm.
But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
So when Assyria was starting to lose its power, okay, and its grasp on the children of Israel, they were starting to plot on getting the hell up out of Dodge. They didn't want to stay in the area no more. So they wanted to find out if there was somewhere else that they could go, and they decided through some of the facts that they had that they were going to go into a land that was visited before, you know, by Solomon the king. So that's what they were starting to think about. Go ahead,
Second Esdras 13 to 42, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow place of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Assyria.
And the northern kingdom, when they left that area, it took them a year and a half to get over here to what we call South America and North America today, okay? But it was called, they called it Assyria, a land where man never dwelt, okay? That's where they ended up at. That's why the Indian tribes that were over here, so-called Indian tribes that were over here were here when Columbus came. All right, because that's where the Northern Kingdom came to, here, to the Americas. South America, Central America, and the lower parts of Northern America, man, including all the islands. That's where our people ended up at.
And they knew about this place on this side because back in the day when Solomon was the king,
right,
he used to have them Africans to navigate the seas.
Right.
So they was the ones navigating, you know, that year and a half going down, coming back with those beautiful birds and peacocks and shit, and gold and etc.
And yeah, and you can watch that shit on the History Channel about the Hamites that came to this area because they have one of those big ass head called Olmecs. They call them the Olmecs. Okay, they look just like Hamites. That's who Solomon sent over here. Ain't no goddamn ancient astronauts. Go ahead, What's up with homie? You better stop playing, cuz. Fuck out of here. Go ahead, I ain't worried about that simple ass motherfucker. Gritting over here like like this is fucking funny or something. Man, get the fuck out of here. Fucking nigga, man. That's the way. See, that's what the fuck I'm talking about, man. Our people are the worst. You know? We over here trying to teach these simple ass Negroes and Spigroes that they the children of fucking Israel, and they got some nerve to walk down the street with a smirk on their goddamn face, looking at us like we fucking retarded or something. You know, and that's why I can't wait till this shit collapses. I can't wait till all hell breaks loose because of fucking people like that, a so-called black man. You know? That don't have no respect for his own goddamn people that are trying to keep his ass from dying. Go ahead,
Second Esdras, I think that was it, but I can keep going on. I think that was 5.
Yeah. Go ahead and grab Genesis 35 and 4. You know? But that's why we bring that out all the time, man. That we can't, you know, that we say this all the time. We can't wait till all hell breaks loose. You know? Because it's simple. I mean, just fuck it. If you got a question, ask, motherfucker. Don't look at us. And that's we are going a spectacle to these fucking people. Okay? And we don't care. We don't care if we're a spectacle. We're going to be fools for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's sake. You see? That's why we're out here. Because the table is going to turn soon. You know? And you fucking niggas and you spicks that don't like the fact that we out here teaching that you're the children of Israel, we can't wait till your ass get put to death. Fuck out of here. Go ahead,
Genesis 35, 4, and it reads, and they gave unto Jacob all the strange gods which were in their hand, and all their earrings which were in their ears. And Jacob hid them under the oak which was by Shechem. And they journeyed, and the terror of God was upon the cities that were round about them. And they did not pursue after the sons of Jacob. So Jacob came to Luz, which is in the land of Canaan, that is Bethel, he and all the people that were with him.
Was that Genesis 35 and 4?
Well, that was 6 right there.
Yeah, go to Joshua 24 and 23. So lucky, I kind of lost my focus there for a second. You know what I mean? You know?
Joshua,
Go ahead,
I'm telling you, I'm just looking at you.
I know.
And I'm just like,
Yeah, I saw you checking him the whole time because he's looking over here with that dumbass smirk on his face, man.
and it's like, I don't want to get carnal, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, we
Too
don't
old
want
carnal,
to.
but
You
it's
damn
like,
right.
fuck, man, like, what the fuck are you looking at, bro?
Yeah, look, and then turn your keep on fucking moving. If you don't got no question, you know, that's where we're at, though, man. You know what I mean? You know, our people just don't get it, man.
I don't expect you to,
Nah, hell no. That's why I said when we read the other earlier, the parable.
Yep.
You know, this ain't for everybody, man.
He was definitely one of the ones that was building. He helped him build that calf.
Oh yeah, he was building. He probably was the motherfucker with the hammer, tapping all the little pieces, shaping them and shit. Fucking nigga. You know, our people are sick, man. You know, the only cure for a sick individual is a healer, man. You know, and Yahweh Shai is that physician that's coming to cut that long disease off. And if you caught up in Esau's goddamn philosophies and following his gods, you're sick as hell. So he's coming to cut your ass off, man. Okay? Go ahead,
Joshua 24 and 23. Now therefore put away, said he, the strange gods which are among you, and
See? Go ahead, brother. Sorry.
And incline your heart unto Yahweh, a power of Israel. And the people said unto Joshua, the Lord our God will we serve, and his voice will we obey. So Joshua made a covenant with the people that day, and set them a statute and an ordinance in Shechem. And Joshua wrote these words in the book of the law of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and took a great stone and set it up there under a oak that was by the sanctuary of Yahweh. Joshua 24 and 27. And it reads, and Joshua said unto all the people, behold, this stone shall be a witness unto us, for it hath heard all the words of Yahweh, which he spake unto us. It shall be therefore a witness unto you, lest ye deny your God.
See? And we're going to stop there. But it says to put away strange gods, man. You know? The scriptures are clear. Come up out of her, my people. Okay? Come up out of these the philosophies. Come up out of these churches. Come up out of following the gods of the nation of Edom and Ammon and Moab. You see? We have a stone. We have a righteous stone, man. You know? We have that foundation, that stone that's a foundation for the children of Israel, and that's Yahweh Shai, man. You know? We can't keep following these other gods and expect favor from the Most High, man. We can't do it. And like I said, he's coming to cut that long disease off, and all these damn gods, all these gods of these other nations are a disease, man, to our people. Okay? They poison your minds, man. That's what they do. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28:64. You know, so you got to stop following this crap. You got to stop following these people's gods, man. You know, you got Negroes and Spigroes out here with a white Jesus tattooed on their fucking arm. You know, what the hell is wrong with you, man? Why in the hell why do you think that a so-called white man is coming out of the sky to save your ass? You so-called blacks and Latinos are out of your goddamn minds, man. You know? Yahweh Shai and Yahweh Shai are so-called black men. But you got a tattoo of a so-called white man and shit on your arms.
With long hair.
Yeah.
Past the shoulders. Which is against the law.
You know what I mean? Come on, man. You know? What favor have they shown us? None. You know? But you serve their God when they can't even fucking do right by you. You know? You got a so-called black man running away from the cops, gets shot 60 times. And the last three so-called white men that I heard shooting down police officers, white men shooting down white police officers, guess what? They're still the fuck alive with the guns in their hand, in the car with them. But a black man runs away from, and this is the fucking man you painting on your arm? Come on, get the fuck out of here. Go ahead, Ar.
Deuteronomy 28.
Sick of this goddamn place.
Yep. Vex. Just vex.
Hey. You know? And we're gonna do what the hell we're supposed to do, man. We don't give a damn whose feelings we hurt. You know? Fuck out of here. Go ahead, Ar.
Deuteronomy 28 and 64, and it reads, And Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other.
Mm-hmm.
And there shall serve other gods, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
That's what we do. That's what you people do, man. You Muslims walking around a goddamn stone all day in the hot ass burning sun. You know? You niggas in the churches doing cartwheels in the worm up the fucking aisle.
Yeah.
You know? Tattooing so-called white man on your arm. Thinking that he's coming to save you. When all these people do is kill you so-called blacks and Latinos and find themselves not guilty. All day. You know? Putting guns in the hood up in Chicago. They got caught doing it. A so-called white man, a sheriff, somebody that's supposed to uphold the law, got caught putting guns in the goddamn hood up in Chicago, leaving it for the gangs, so they can kill each other.
Yeah.
You know? But this is who the fuck you want to serve and follow. You know? That's why we were scattered amongst the nations. For following the same stupid ass shit throughout history. You see? That's coming to an end, man. Go ahead, Al.
And among these nations shall they found. This is heavy, bro.
Hey.
And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall thy sole of thy foot have rest.
And you see, we ain't gonna find no ease. All day long we're being murdered by these goddamn people, being set up to murder each other. Okay? Drugs flooded into the damn neighborhoods. Guns. Okay? The lack of employment because of the racist fucking views and ideologies of these people. Okay? Last hired, first fired. Come on, man. Go ahead,
But Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling heart and fallen eyes, and a sorrow of mind.
And that's what we have, man. And the elect that are out here teaching this word, well, we're very sorrowful in mind. Okay? That's why we're out here. We're mourning. We're mourning about having to be in this wicked ass goddamn place anymore. Okay? Go ahead,
And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear the day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life.
And we don't have an assurance of our life. Okay? Because Esau got mercenaries that are coming for some of us. Alright? I'm sure I'm on a fucking list. You know? But guess what? That don't bother me. It's going to be okay with me to die by the hands of a fucking man if it's the Lord's will. Okay? Especially when I'm out here doing what he's telling me to do. To tell you goddamn so-called white people that you're the devil that the Bible speaks of. And that the children of Israel are the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Not them big-ass nose and small hat people over in our land. Okay? Our people are scattered amongst all these nations. But they're coming back real soon, man, to their own land, and they're gonna have a God, and we're gonna be that God's people. Go ahead, brother.
In the morning they shall say, would God it were even?
Mm-hmm.
And at even thou shalt say, would God it were morning?
Man, I hope I wake up in the morning. Man, I hope I make it home so I can get a good night's rest, so I can get back up and go through this shit again all the day long, man. We pray that we make it home. Okay? I want to go home and make this meatball and potato recipe with the cheese on it today when I get home. Hopefully, if it's the Lord's will, I make it the fuck home. Okay? That's what the scripture's saying, man. Because we don't know if we're going to get home.
Yep.
And when I go to sleep at night, I pray that I wake up in the morning. I pray that I'm not murdered in my fucking sleep by one of these goddamn mercenaries that Esau's getting ready to send at us. Or one of these coming to kick our door down and take us to a concentration camp. You see? We have to worry about that shit, man, right now in this kingdom. Even if I wasn't in the truth, I'd have to worry about my life. You know? But when we're in the kingdom, we ain't gonna have to go through this shit. We ain't gonna have to lock our doors. We're gonna walk them down any goddamn block in the kingdom of heaven.
With lions.
With lions and tigers and bears and shit next to us.
Yep.
Okay? You see? And big ass chariots over our head. You know, being able to see the thoughts of these fucking heathens, man. Whether they want to do harm by somebody, but they're gonna know better. Because they're gonna see the power we have. Go ahead, Art.
For the fear of thy heart, wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thy eyes, which thou shalt see.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
And that's what happened to us, man. Okay? Scattered amongst the nations. When the northern kingdom came over here, okay, in the land called Assyria, in 1492, what happened to the Indian tribes that were over here? They were taken over to Europe and sold to every damn body. Moab, Ammon, okay, Ham. They were sold to the other nations. What happened in 1619, when the southern kingdom, when they got after they got chased out of Rome, okay, out of Israel in 70 A.D. when they ran into Africa. In 1619, what happened to them? They got brought over here. They got shipped every goddamn where and sold to who? The nations, man. So we were scattered amongst the nations. You know, via the transatlantic slave trade. You see? This is what happened to our people, man. Wake the fuck up. Go ahead, Art.
And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, that thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
To your friends.
To your enemies.
To your homies.
To your enemies.
No, to your enemies, god damn it.
For bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Slave men and slave women. You were sold to your enemies, Israel. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. That's why you don't have no ease of mind, man, in this place.
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
And the only man that's coming to save your ass is Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, that's it. You're not going to be saved out of here. The Esau is not going to let your ass go, man. You're going to have to be rescued from a bondage that you're in right now. You see? You don't understand what's going on, man. You better get this shit together. Psalms 103. Oh, Salakia, Jeremiah 1 and 38. Yeah. Go to Psalms 103. don't know. I had something else down, but then I made it into an 8. I don't know why. But just go to the Psalms 103.
Yeah, start at the top.
Yeah, you can. Go ahead, bro.
Psalms 103:1. Bless Yahweh, my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless Yahweh, my soul, and forget not all his benefits. Who forgiveth all thy iniquities, who healeth all thy diseases. Woo. Who redeemeth thy life from destruction, who crowneth thee with love kindness and tender mercies.
That's right.
Who satisfies the mouth with good things, so that the youth is renewed like the eagles. Yahweh executeth righteousness and judgment for all that are oppressed.
That's what's getting ready to happen. Those that are oppressed, those that don't have any ease of mind, then Yahweh Shai is going to take that away, man. Okay? And he's going to give us everlasting joy and peace. God damn it. Because we need that. Go ahead,
He made known his ways unto Moses, his acts unto the children of Israel. Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, is merciful and gracious, slow to anger, and plenteous in mercy. I will not always chide, neither will he keep his anger forever.
He's not going to keep his anger forever, which means he's going to take us out of this condition.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
How you doing? All right. So the condition that we're in right now, man, you know, sorrowful hearts, we don't have any ease of our mind, you know, we're mourning all damn day, all night, hoping that we make it to the next day, you know, or to the next day, to make it through the next day and to the next night. You see, he's going to take that worry away from us, man. Go ahead,
He will not always chide, neither will he keep his anger forever. He hath not dealt with us after our sins, nor rewarded us according to our iniquities. For as the heaven is high above the earth, so great is his mercy toward them that fear him.
That's right. And that's why we come out here, man, because we fear the Most High. Okay? You know? Yeah, we love the Most High because we have to follow the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. And what is that? In the book of John, it says, what is, if you're dealing with what is the question, what is love? Okay. It's following the law, statutes, and commandments. That's love.
Yep.
Okay? And you have to also fear the Most High and do his will. And what is his will? When he puts a spirit on you to do certain things, like come out here and teach, even if it costs you your job, your life, your home, you know what I'm saying? Then you have to do that shit. You got to do it. You know? That's fear, man. And it is a commandment to come do these things. Go ahead,
As far as the east is from the west, so far have he removed our transgressions from us. Like as a father pitteth his children, so Yahweh pitteth them that fear him. Mm-hmm. For he knoweth our frame, he remembered that we are dust.
That's right. As
for man, his days are as grass, as a flower of the field, so he flourished.
Nah, stop there and get Colossians 1, read 16 to 20.
Colossians 1,
16 to 20, yep.
Good morning.
Hey, how you doing, sis?
Colossians 1, verse 16, for by him were all things created, that are in heaven, and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions, or principalities, or powers, all things were created by him and for him. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist.
And that means, that's talking about all these gods that these nations have made. You know what I'm saying? They come from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, because he controls the left hand and the right hand. Okay? So a lot of those demons that these and these philosophies that are out of these nations go back to those left-handed demons, man. You know, to give those favors. You know? Go ahead, brother.
Colossians 1 and 18, and he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have their permanence.
And the firstborn of the dead was Yahushua, who was resurrected. Okay? Go ahead.
For it pleased the Father that in him shall all fullness dwell, and having made peace through the blood of his cross, by him to reconcile all things unto himself by him.
That's Yahushua, to reconcile all things. What was given to him? The elect, the earth. Okay, go ahead.
I say whether they be things in earth or things in heaven. And you that were sometimes alienated and enemies in your mind by the wicked works, yet now hath he reconciled.
And we were enemies, man, in our minds. Okay? Doing all kind of wickedness. Alright? Doing all kind of filth. But now through Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, we have a way back to the Heavenly Father, man. We can repent because of Yahushua. You see? So we have a way back, man, and we have to take that door when it's open to us. Go ahead, Al.
In the body of his flesh through death, to present your holy and unblameable
Amen.
and reprovable in his sight. If ye continue in the faith grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel, which ye have heard, and which was preached to every creature which is under heaven.
That's plain and simple. If you don't leave this truth because you hear it and you continue in it, okay, go ahead, Al.
Whereof I, Paul, am made a minister.
You see? Stay in this truth, man. You got to stay here. You got to continue being a part of this, man. Okay? Sirach 33, 3:12 to 15. Stay grounded, man. How do you stay grounded? By using the names of the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua. Bahashim meaning in the name, man. Okay? Go ahead, Yes, sir.
Ecclesiasticus 33 and 13, as the clay is the potter's hand, to fashion it as his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him to render to them as liketh him best.
That's right.
Good is set against evil, and life against death.
So the Most High created the potter created the pots, man. Okay, he created the vessels. And he's going to do whatever he wants with them. Okay? He made one to wickedness and one to righteousness. Go ahead, Ar.
So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two, and two, one against another.
That's Jacob and Esau. Wicked. That's that wicked seed, man. Okay? What is that? Romans 9 and 20, 24. Okay? Talks about the vessels, one of honor and one of dishonor. Go ahead.
I wake it up last of all, as one that gathered after the great gatherers. By the blessings of the Lord I profited, and tread my winepress like a gatherer of grapes.
Yep. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 8.
Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 8. And it reads, but that which is made with hands is cursed as well.
That's talking about those wicked ass statues, okay? The Kaaba stone or whatever the hell they call it over in Mecca, okay? All of these things, man, that were put up by man are wicked as hell, man. Go ahead.
As he that made it, because he made it.
Yep, and Esau, you created all of these different philosophies, man. All these different religions. Catholicism, Baptist, Methodist, okay? what is Anton LaVey, the goddamn Satan worshiper, Scientology. You know, you made all of these things. You formed all of these things, all these wicked ass things. Okay, and these things are cursed, man. And since you made them, you're cursed too. Go ahead,
Because he made it, and it, because being corruptible, it was called God.
It's corruptible, and it was called God. All of these things, man. Go ahead.
For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both like hateful unto God. For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it.
And you're going to get punished. The Most High is going to take all of these things down. He's going to destroy all of these philosophers. He's going to destroy all of these gods. Okay? All these religions. You understand? That's what's coming to this place, man. All right? The man, Yahweh Shai is going to sit with many crowns, man. So that means the crowns of all of these nations, the power of all of these nations. There's going to be no more different religions in these different nations, man. They're going to call on the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and that is the fuck it. Okay? You got any more on that? Go ahead, brother.
Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation. Because in the creature of God they are become an abomination and stumbling blocks to the souls of men, and they snare to the feet of the unwise.
That's right.
For the devising of idols was the beginnings of spiritual fornication.
The devising of idols, the making of these idols, man, that was the beginning of spiritual fornication. Okay? And that's what a lot of our people are still into, man. Spiritually fornicating with different goddamn ideas, man. And philosophies. And religions. Go ahead, brother.
For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them, the corruption of life.
You see? This is corruption in life. Where they have it, the so-called white man has been made these wicked ass inventions, ideas, okay? So you're talking about all of these idols that have been formed, and what have they done to our people, man? They made them sick. Okay? Grab 1 Maccabees 3 and 8. So these things have to be taken away, taken down, destroyed. Okay? Because Esau had what? The Holy Scriptures in his possession, which promoted life, man. You know? They had the Scriptures and promoted life. And what did they do? They flipped the shit over. Okay? They went against all the ordinances of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And look at the earth, man. Look at the goddamn people. The state of this place, man. You see? And even Esau's own people are fucked up. You know? His own people, they're sick as hell. Because of what? Because they went against the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. You know? Wicked ass people, man. Go ahead,
1 Maccabees 3 and 8. Moreover, he went through the cities of Judah, destroying the ungodly out of them, and turning away wrath from Israel, so that he was
renowned unto.
So that he was renowned unto the utmost part of the earth, and he received unto him such as were ready to perish. Then Apollonius gathered the Gentiles together in great hosts of Samaria to fight against Israel.
I'm trying to figure out why I ended it with that. But that's all right, though, brother. You know? What was that? First Maccabees 3 and 48.
Salakia.
Oh, that's why.
I
All
read
right.
8. Salakia.
Yeah, get 3 and 48, brother. There you go. There we go. That's why I was wondering. I was like, well, that don't sound right.
Salakia.
All right, that's all right. We're going to fix that right now. Go ahead and read that.
First Maccabees 3 and 48. And laid upon the book of the law, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images.
And that's what Esau did. That's why I keep telling you, what are you Negroes painting the so-called white man on your arm for? You see? Because Esau, what he did was he took the natural, the images that were written in the Holy Scriptures and he changed them. And you Negroes been in the church your whole life and you still don't know what the Most High and His Son looks like. You know? You got to be out your damn minds, man. Go ahead, Art.
They brought also the priest's garments and the first fruits and the tenths.
The tights. Yeah.
And the tithes.
Or tittles. Yeah, that's tittles. That's an L, bro.
What?
Is it? I can't really see it. Where you
Yeah.
at? Oh, tithes. Tithes.
And the tithes.
Read that again.
First Maccabees 3 and 49. They brought also the priest's garments and the first fruits and the tithes and the Nazarites they stirred up, who had accomplished their days. Then cried they with a loud voice toward heaven, saying, What shall we do with these, and whither shall we carry them away? For thy sanctuary is trodden down and profaned, and thy priests are in heaviness and brought low.
So they brought a bunch of abominable statues and other idols into the damn temple.
Yep.
Okay? And defiled it, man. You see? This is what these nations have done to us. And they continue to do it to us to this day. Okay? Go ahead,
First Maccabees 3 and 52. And lo, the heathen are assembled together against us to destroy us.
See?
What things they imagine against us, thou knowest.
And that's why I said earlier about they know that if we stayed with our power, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, there ain't a goddamn thing they can do with us, man. So they have to get us away from the Most High.
Yep.
You know? That's why they throw all of these philosophies and beliefs and shit at us, man. You know? They try to make God look like he's Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, which the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus, okay? Seem like a myth.
Yep.
Okay, or a fairy tale. You see, that's why they push that prosperity and love doctrine in these churches, which is a bunch of bullshit. You see, there ain't no love out here.
No,
you got your damn mind. Go ahead.
Bacon cheeseburgers on your commercials every day.
You know,
they want you to go against your power.
Exactly. You know, you got Muslims. You got goddamn people that don't eat pork selling it to you.
Yeah.
You know? Hello. Go ahead,
First Maccabees 3 and 52. And lo, the heathen are assembled together against us to destroy us, and the things they imagine against us, thou knowest. How shall we be able to stand against them? Except thou, O Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, be our help.
And that's why we come out here. How can we stand against these things, man? Which is all of these things that are getting pushed out here on the damn commercial. When you look at the cheeseburger, that shit be looking good as hell on the commercial. You know what I mean? And if you ain't spiritually grounded, man, you're gonna go grab one of those joints. Matter of fact, I was at me and my wife went to fucking Red Robin, you know? Yep. And I wanted this, it's a bourbon sauce cheeseburger. Okay, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, the works. I said, it shows you that it has bacon. I told the people I don't want no bacon. The guy wrote it down. When the motherfucker came and got put on my table, what did I see hanging out the side of that motherfucker? Slabs of bacon. I said, yo, this shit got bacon on it.
Extra bacon.
Yeah. My wife was like, what? I was like, yeah, it got bacon on it. And the motherfucker the lady came by and said, is everything all right? I said, no, so matter of fact, as soon as she put it down, I was like, yo, this got bacon on it. You know? But didn't you ask for bacon? No, I told him I didn't want no fucking bacon, and he wrote it down. We told him I didn't want bacon. And I told my wife, I said, I'm not fucking eating that burger when it comes back.
They expect you to peel it off, and then eat it. No.
Nope. And I told her, I said, when they take it over there, I'm not going to eat this fucking hamburger when they bring it back. I'm not going to eat it because it's probably going to be the same goddamn burger.
Yeah.
You know? So when that motherfucker, you know, my wife was watching, the lady, she put it down over by the kitchen door. And then she went back in the kitchen, they brought me a different burger. I wasn't going to eat that motherfucker, man, if my wife didn't see that. I'm telling you. Because that's what Esau does, man. You know? He tries to force these goddamn things down your throat.
Yeah.
You know? That's what these nations do. You got Elamites that don't eat pork, and all these bodegas, Indians don't eat pork, Ishmael that don't eat pork, but they fucking sell it to you.
Yeah, I told you when I went up into that Arabian store, they got that good chicken up there by the Getty.
Oh yeah. I know
I
what
went
you're
inside
talking
that joint and I told him, I was like, you don't eat pork. He's like, nah. I was like, well, why you sell it? He was like, is that pork? I'm like, yeah. And they still got pork all up there.
Yeah, they fucking know.
Showing these other nations don't give a shit about you. They know not to eat it.
Yeah, they're complicit, man.
Right. They have a zeal, but not according to knowledge.
Right.
They know not to eat that shit, but they want to feed it down your damn throat.
That's the Psalms the 83rd chapter crew, man. You know? They all came, all of these nations that came against the children of Israel are still against you people, man.
Yep.
Through the United Nations. What fucking laws do they come up with in the United Nations get to affect you, man? You see? Go ahead,
I think this is it, right?
That was it?
Well, not one more verse.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
First Maccabees 3:54. Then sounded they with trumpets and cried with loud voice.
Mm-hmm. You see? Because we were calling on the Most High, man.
Yep.
We were begging for these things to be fixed. You see? Let her go ahead. I see her in the kingdom. But that's what we're doing now, man. We're blowing the trumpet and raising our voices up. For what? To get the hell up out of this place, man. To be restored. You know? That's what we're looking for. You got anything else, sir? That's it?
That's it.
Well, with that, y'all, you know, we're going to get out of here. We're going to cuss these people out. I wish we could stay a little longer, but we got things we're going to have to take care of on a personal level. But with that, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Bakakadash. Again, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And Shalom to the Akiyam, the Akwathiam, and the speckled bird that is listening and learning. Shalom.
Shalom.